Hello, hello.
Hey, Kathy.
I have a spring background for spring, even though it's not spring here.
We're getting a week of rain, but it finally warmed up a bit, but you still don't want to go outside with all the rain. So what's it doing there?
The sun actually came out today. Hold on, I'm having a little problem. Okay, I'm back. Can y'all see me?
Yes.
Okay.
And your background is beautiful. So yeah.
Emma found it.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. The sun actually came out today and it's warmed up into the 40s,
Okay.
almost 50 today. Yay! By
Let's
Thursday,
see.
we're supposed to have low 70s, which
Yeah.
means my flip-flops come back out.
Okay. Yeah, it was so cold. Your son probably found that too in Colorado last week, and then it's supposed to be 70 this week. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like minus something when he was going to work.
yes, yeah, that's what my
He would
daughter
call and
said
complain, and I would say, you wanted to be there. So,
Yep.
well, I'm so happy to see everybody here today. Did y'all enjoy the freebies?
Very much.
Yes,
Nice.
I appreciate them.
Yeah.
Good. They were a lot of fun to make. I knew with tax season coming up that I would not have a lot of time to be making freebies, so I thought it's my birthday month. I'm just going to do it all in one month. Sometimes that's the best way to go. Okay, we have a pretty good crowd, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am recording this. I'm going to put it up in the Facebook group later for anybody that missed it that wants to see what we did. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Everybody see my big wolf?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Like him.
So I'm going to just jump right in if that's all right with everybody. Don't have a chat, so I mean I do have a chat, but I can't see it. Well, I guess I can move it over here. There, I can see it now. Okay. So ask your questions. Did anybody have any particular question before I get started that I could answer? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, so I was asked in a lot of emails, what do I do with all these? So the easiest thing is you have full commercial rights. You can take anything in these freebies and make whatever you want and give PLR rights, personal rights, whatever you want to them. You can give them away. I don't care. They're yours to make money with. So if you want to make them as lead magnets, that's fine. I was going to I guess the first question, let's see. I'm going to take this one. So let's go back into PowerPoint. I'll move y'all. And I'm going to go over to reuse slides. And if you don't have that one, you can find it in your tools and just add it to your toolbar. I use it all the time. I'm going to bring up okay, so and I'm just going to bring it in. I'm going to keep the source formatting. I'm gonna bring these two in. Everybody see those? Okay. So I was asked what's something that you could do with what did I do with the puzzles that I got? You know, like the Sudokus and all those. You could take a gratitude journal or any kind of journal that you create daily pages for, and duplicate this slide, and you could make this weekly or daily. I'll make it daily one. Okay, and then you could, I want to achieve, I manifest this day, every day I commit to when I get up. Let's get rid of this one. This one. And then we could come in here and insert a shape. Take this one out. Make this shape bigger. And we can format shape. I can't see it. And we can fill it with a picture. And there you go. Now on, this would probably work better on like a daily planner. I'm showing you what I have here because I can pull in other daily planners or create one for you real quick, but you could put in a daily Sudoku. You could put it in a kid's activity book. Insert shape. And then picture fill, insert. And then you would do the same thing for your solutions. I'll go ahead and put the solutions on this one, but okay, so that's one use of the Sudokus, and that was what I was getting a lot of my emails on was what do I do with these? You can make if you're into the kids niche, you can really take some of these on any of the mazes where I mean any of the puzzles whether it's the mazes or the Sudokus, and then add pictures for kids. You can make printable pages with them. You can make a whole book for KDP. You could add a text box. And, you know, title it. This one I'd probably do with a icons. We'll just use icons for today. But there's lots of graphics on Creative Fabrica. In fact, you got 28 days worth of them. Did everybody download all those?
I got most of them, I think.
I didn't know if I should leave the links up for another day or two.
They probably, I keep your old emails, at least a few of them, so.
Well, that's nice.
I like to refer back to what my friend Kathy has to say about the world. But
Okay, because we're on Zoom, I shouldn't have hit that button.
some of those Creative Fabrica seem like they um, were around for a while, like the new ones, they said, the
Yeah.
countdown. Yeah,
Yeah,
which is nice.
and some of
Do you
them,
have a way to put those on your website, like copy the HTML over or something?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
You could put them on your, like, put it as a post on your site, maybe.
Right. I hate Zoom sometimes.
I heard something that said the internet, if your internet is slow, it might be due to the war in the Ukraine. That, like YouTube, I guess they said specifically YouTube,
Oh,
like
really?
there's so many more cyber attacks against networks in the US and I guess all over the world, but that's what I heard, that if it's slow, they're having to deal with that and reroute traffic and whatnot. But
All right. So that one crashed. Let's just go through here real quick. I wanted to show you, I wanted to give y'all some ideas for the mazes. And the thing I like about these is they're made. How many people bought the new maze thing that came out this last week? I can't see a lot of your faces, so let me check this.
Yeah, I got it.
Y'all got it?
You're talking the one from Naranjan?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got the whole deal.
Okay. One of the licenses, that's why it's so important to check your license every time you purchase something. One of the license on it says that you cannot create a single page and give it away as a freebie. In fact, everything that you create on that software, you have to sell. You can't give it away at all. So that eliminates a lot of lead magnets and stuff like that, if you were to use it for that. So the basic idea for him is for printables and KDP. That was his goal behind that software. I use, how many of y'all have heard of book publisher tools?
I think I have. There's so many sites and places I'm not even sure.
Probably help if I can type. And I am not an affiliate. I'm just showing you where I get my software.
Oh, yeah, I've got most of his stuff too.
Okay. He created something similar. It came out a week before the other one. In this software, everything you create, you can do whatever you want to with it. You can give it away, sell it, whatever you want. So this is how I made all the puzzles that you get from me as freebies. Is I have just about everything he's ever produced. So feel free to take these mazes. I gave them to you in 3 levels: easy, medium, and hard, and use them the same way you would for the other software and make your freebies out of this. Again, you can add one to a page. You can add a character up top and a character at bottom. Help Freddie find his friend. Help the elephant find his, or stay away from the mouse. There's all kinds of things how you can use these. The other one I did with the same software was the eggs, because Easter's coming up. And I put in a little sample of how you could use it. I don't know. And you can use that as a template too. You needed it. Give it a minute, because it's going to take a minute because of Zoom. And I see the question from Mary. I missed some of your freebies. Is there a way to fill in those that we missed? In my spare time, which I haven't had a lot in the last few weeks, I am putting all of my newsletters on my blog, on my site. But in the meantime, so all those links will be available. In the meantime, shoot me an email at kathyscreations@yourbottomlinemedia.com. And that email is, or respond to any email that you get from me. And tell me which days you missed. I don't care if it's 15 of them, just send me what days you missed and I'll shoot you the link for them. Does that help, Mary?
Thanks. Yes.
Not a problem. Oh, come on, PowerPoint. Well, while that's loading, go back over to the list. Bookmarks. How many of you have an Etsy shop? Bookmarks are good sellers. Now, these ones are spring. You can change the backgrounds on them. I gave you the actual, well, I don't want to try to open another one. I gave you the actual template that I used. So you can go in and change them. You can create new ones. Also, here's an idea. If you're a KDP Amazon book seller, how many of those do we have? Do we have any of those on here? Okay, here's a marketing idea. You can do it with a QR code. And how many of y'all have used QR codes on your Amazon books? Anybody besides me? Jane? Okay. You can use it, you can do it with a QR code, or you can do it on your second page where you put all your copyright information. You can put a link there. It won't be clickable. That's why I say use a QR code. And you can put it in so that when it's got the look inside, that page comes up and people can scan that QR code, and you can take them to a landing page where they can get free bookmarks that they print. So make your bookmarks in relation to what your book's about, or your journal, or whatever. And if it's a coloring book, it can be coloring bookmarks. And that way, and make sure it's like a landing page that you can do it through your autoresponders, whatever one you want to use. And that way you get them on an email list, and you can email them. Okay, people are saying they haven't figured out how to use them. How many of y'all use PowerPoint? Okay, you can go to PowerPoint and go to, right? Seconds. You can make them right in PowerPoint. You just need to have the add-in from, showing all my stuff here, if that's all right. No. Why can't I find that today? Because I want to find it, right? If you don't want to find it, it's right there. It's a PowerPoint add-in. Thank you, Lori. There we go. No. See, PowerPoint just updated and they moved things on me. Section. Oh, how frustrating. Ah, here we go. Okay. If you're on a blank page, found it. Go to my add-ins. Well, you need to go to get add-ins. It's under insert. It'll take you to Office. And the one you're looking for is QR for Office. It's totally free. And you click on it. And it installs, and then it'll be up whenever you have a page open. It'll be up under your inserts. So when you go on my add-ins, I can click on it. It's right over here. Now, what you can do is you can with PowerPoint, you can do it to a custom page. You can do it to a landing page. You can do it to a Dropbox link. You can do it to whatever you want it. So let's put in here. Like if you had this, oh, I need to go to mine. Sorry. You would go to your drive, get the link. Back into your PowerPoint. And press there. And then you would come over here and you would draw your square. Let's go ahead and create it first. What color we wanted, we could make it any color. So if it was seasonable and you wanted spring, you could use orange. If you wanted the background to be yellow, you could put the yellow background. Oops. Oh, wait. No. Okay, that's a little wild, but it's orangey. Opera yellow. That's better. Now you could make it the size of it big, small, whatever you want. If you're using KDP, you want to make it black and white, obviously. Now you come over here and you just hit insert. And there it is. Now, this would go on your, like I said, on your KDP, this would go on the, I would put it on the copyright page because that's one of the pages that gets seen and look inside is like the first 2 pages. So whether they buy your book or not, you're still getting them on your mailing list. And, you know, you could make this a smaller size so it'd be feasible. And then you would just type, you know, get your free spring bookmarks. Scan the QR code. And then when they scan it, now this is sending them directly to the bookmarks, but if it was me, I would send them to a landing page that collected their email. And then they got their bookmarks. Make sense? How to read all these things. You're right, you can use the HTTPS, make it secure. Thanks, Carol. But I've used the QR code on my, the big banner on Etsy. You could do a spring sale or a spring giveaway and do the same thing. You can take them from the QR code to a landing page, from the landing page to the freebie, or straight to the freebie. That's another way. You can use these. Kids coloring. Oh, okay. I did the cutout. So they would color it and then they would cut it out. Now you could make a spring background and put the little cutouts in it. You could color them and make them into stickers and put in as a giveaway, or add it to a kid's journal. Spring coloring pages, same thing. I just try to create some older ones. These would be good dividers, or you could freebies, especially if you're doing spring journals or anything spring. If you're doing a kid's activity book, these would be good. The cutouts would be really good to give away as a freebie. And if you are doing, here's a marketing tip. If you are doing kids books, in your little blurb before your freebie, you don't want to address the kid. You want to address mom or grandma or grandparent, because those are the people buying the books. Because I don't know of any 5-year-old that has a credit card. There might be some out there, but I don't know yet. So, and that helps grab their attention. Hey, mom. Hey, grandma. Or just for you, mom. Those work. Covered the Sudokus. Good spring color and cutouts. This one already. Daily goal planner, that's what we started with. You just add to it. Etsy, your own site, Shopify. Probably didn't download this one. I thought I downloaded all of them. I was trying to download between tax returns, sorry. It's not a good time of year. People hate me during this time of year, because I have to either give them really bad news or really good news. They either it's a love-hate relationship. All right, this one is all part of the one before. I just did several pages under several different days. You can combine them into a journal. You can put these single pages up in your Etsy shop. It's real simple. You can go in and change the font. You can do it just the way it is. They're yours. But with everybody still having to deal with the ramifications of COVID, lots of people are online. So a password tracker. I know my kids, yes, they're grown, but they call me And they'll go, what's the Hulu password? Or what's the, so think about not just websites. You could change it to devices. So you put the PlayStation password, you could put the Netflix password, you could put the Amazon Prime password. That's what I do with those. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, I believe are all the same. No, those 4 are all the same theme. I think this is the same thing. Nope, this one I did different. This one, by using the PowerPoint, you have a pre-made 2002 calendar that all you have to do is go in and change fonts, change the background, and you can make any calendar you want. Add journal pages to it. This one is mainly a time saver. If you want to get real creative with it, take each page. You can start with March. It's a little late, but you can still get it done if you did it this week. Take March, add a page to it, and create a March journal. So you'd have the pretty picture of March calendar, and then put a whole bunch of journal prompts for March, and then some line pages after that, and you have a March journal. You could sell it for $3 on $3 or $4 on Etsy. Those sell. Speaking of stationery, Emma found these going through Creative Fabrica. I was trying to get my iPad away from her, but it didn't work. So we use these to make these with, and it combines kind of eggs and Easter and sewing and spring. I thought they were really cute. But again, because you have the PowerPoint, you have all these pretty objects. You can move them around on the page. You can shrink them. You can copy them. You can make a border out of them. Whatever you need to do, it's there. Oh, did I miss a question? Okay. All right, so there's that one. St. Patrick's Day word search, self-explanatory. You could give each page out as a freebie, or do 3 or 4 of them as a freebie. Again, if you do the QR code on your main page of your Etsy shop or your Shopify shop on your banner, you can link, do a crossword a day in March or the week of St. Patrick's Day. All these backgrounds are changeable. They're all in master slide. So you could switch them out. I'm real big about that. So if you ever get a PowerPoint from me, be sure and check the master slide, because if I'm using a lot of different backgrounds, I'll stick them up there, because sometimes I don't like the background I picked and I want the other one and I don't want to have to go hunt for it. So I just stick if I'm going to use 5 different backgrounds, I'll stick them in master slide. So if you want to change any of my products, that's a good place to look. And then we start with the gardening planner because of spring. Now I gave you the font and everything. So, switch it out, add to it, piece it out, whatever you want to do. And then you get the eggs, right? Yeah, okay. Let me we're back up to the eggs. So the egg mazes I made transparent. So if you're going to put a color behind them, make sure you use the circle shape, and then you can just add to it. I did them transparent because there's so many pretty Easter patterns out there that are colorful, and you want to, I mean, if you're going to put these on Etsy, they need to be colorful. They need to grab their attention. So you could not do the egg. You could just do an outline of the egg in black and have your whole page be a spring background, like a gradient, spring color. Like, this one, make it a gradient. So, and then I put the answer page. What I like to do on my maze books, well, actually all my on KDP, is I will, and I also do this on Etsy too, I will do the pages. I try not to put too many puzzles on a page unless they're like a Sudoku where you're selling to an adult and they're used to seeing 4 to a page. I just put 1, maybe 2 to a page, and then I will have more on my answer sheet. Make sense? Thanks, Steve. All right, so this one, ever heard of the software called Reaper or whatever you want to call it? That's how I usually make these kind of pages. These were made. I took a mandala that I liked that I already had, and I created all of these. Well, I actually used 3 mandalas, but I created these, and these make good backgrounds on coloring pages, both for adult and children. These also affirmations. You can come in and using the right font, make affirmations on it that they can color or make them solid black. There are some really cool fonts out there. Just when you go on to Creative Fabrica, search for fillable fonts or filled in fonts because they're bolder and you can come up and manipulate them in PowerPoint. So I gave you 28 of them for 28 days. And you can do whatever you want. If you wanted to make a KDP book out of them, knock yourself out. And the last one I did because my granddaughter was over here this weekend. I don't know how many of you saw my email about fun facts. I got a day full of them while I was trying to do tax returns. But they were amazing. I love having her over. She helps me. She adds things up on a 10 key. I could do it in like 10 seconds, but she feels like she's helping. So I let her run my 10 key and add up columns of numbers, and she's happy, I'm happy, and we're together and we're spending time together. But I asked her how she was doing in school, and she said that because she loves math, she said that math was boring her. I said, what was boring you about it? She says, well, it's always the same, just plain old stupid math page. Why don't they put pictures on it? Or a place where I can doodle, because if I try to write on it, I get in trouble. So that's what was behind these. I took some spring birds and made a border. And I gave it to you I gave you 4 pages in each section. So you have 4 pages with numbers 1 through 9. And I gave you 2 of them are horizontally and 2 of them are vertical. You have that for both addition and subtraction. And they get harder. So 1 through 9 would be for a younger child, just learning math and numbers. 10 through 99 would be an older elementary school. Uh, 100 through 999 would probably be junior high. Because, you know, 5th, 6th grade, somewhere around there. And I have given you all the answers. But the program I was using, if I said to do 10 pages, then the numbers would just continue. So if this page ends on number 15, the next page would start on number 16, and so on. And pretty soon the numbers get really big. So I found it easier to create individual pages. And this is Adobe Pro. And I can come up here. See, I have this one open, this one open. I can come over here and combine files. And I can add the PDFs that I have, or I can open the ones that I have, these 3, add the files. I can put them in whatever order I want, if I want to move them around. And then once I have everything like I want it, I can hit combine. And now it's made a 6-page PDF. You can go in and really, by using Adobe, you can go in and do a whole lot more. You can move all the answers to the last, and so on and so forth. So these are just PDFs, but there's also a program called PDF Converter, which you upload your PDF. And it's free. It's in your Google Play or your Marketplace, whatever. It's a free app. It's called PDF Converter. And you can choose all pages or some pages. You can convert it to JPEG, PNG. So you give it to JPEG. You just tell it where to save it. You convert it. And there are your 2. Now they are PNGs. First one. There's the answer sheet. There's the main page. So then you could put those in PowerPoint and make a whole little book that way. Math problems are probably my biggest seller on Etsy. This is really easy to do, guys. You know, just think outside the box just a little bit when you're looking at your freebies. I love getting freebies. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love getting freebies. In fact, there's some people that I can't wait to open up their email just to see their freebies. Over here. But don't take them at face value. You have to learn to think outside the box. So where do you go from here? You take the 28 days that I gave you. You take the 28 days that Creative Fabrica gave you, and you start thinking, okay, even do a little research. If you have an Etsy shop, go on Etsy and say, what's trending? Look and do a little bit of research and see what's trending and see what you can use that you have to make those things. You know, by having all the PowerPoints that I gave you, you have all the templates. I've done all the hard work. All you have to do is switch things out, save them as a PDF, put it up on Etsy, you're good to go. If you have your own website, you can make personal use products. You can make commercial use products. Just the commercial use products, if you're gonna use, make sure you change up the PowerPoint. Make it what you're selling and not what I gave you. Make sense? So that was basically it, unless anybody has some questions about what to do or how to make, or marketing questions, anything at all. You're welcome to unmute yourself or put it in the chat. Okay, Dee, I answered that question earlier, but I'll answer it again. If you missed any of my downloads, I am slowly but surely, it's a little bit hectic time for me right now, but I'm slowly but surely putting them on my blog as a post. But in the meantime, so that you can get them right away and get using them, shoot me an email with the days you missed. I don't care if you missed 15 days, 20 days, all days, just shoot me an email and I'll send you a link to all of them. Okay, any more questions? Come on, I know y'all have some questions.
I have a question.
Okay,
So you mentioned you want to put the freebies on the blog, and I'm assuming you're going to write an article around it. How does it work? Because this is so fascinating to me. I keep creating freebies, but I have no idea how do I write 1,000 words or even 700 words article. It's just a one-page freebie. So how do you go about writing an article?
okay. That's a twofold question. If my freebie was, say, good books to read for spring, okay, I would probably write an article about reading, the benefits of reading, some good books you can read, and then I would make sure that I would say, like if you're going to give away in my giveaway the bookmarks, then I would make sure that in one of the paragraphs you talk about bookmarks, that, you know, today, because you visited my blog, I want to make sure that you enjoy your springtime reading. So here are 4, 8, 16, whatever you want, free spring bookmarks, and then you would link them. Put the link.
Right. So you create a sign-up form for downloading the bookmarks?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Thank you.
Or you can just put that link. Do you have a blog?
Yeah, I do. But then sometimes it's so hectic to create sign-up form for every freebie. So sometimes I create a freebie and have a welcome sequence, but most times I just give them link to my download folder where they can get the freebie.
Okay, that's perfectly fine too.
Okay.
My blog is broken into two. It's a blog and then it's newsletter. And so my goal this year is to get all my newsletters on my blog so that if you missed one, you can go and click on it and have all the information there.
Right.
I started it and then people started calling wanting the taxes done. So
Okay.
so it's a momentary delay. But I will have it all up by the end of March. But in the meantime, like I said, if you miss anything, be sure and send it to me.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you so much.
Any more questions?
So I have an Etsy shop and it has a bunch of stuff like print on demand mugs, and that's how I kind of started it. And then I've got a little jewelry and a couple of digital planners, but I feel like I probably need to start a new shop if I'm going to do printables and kind of make it focused. Do you have any sense for whether
I've seen it.
shops that have too many different things don't have the SEO of a focused,
My shop is pretty diverse. It's got quite a bit of things. I started it for and with my daughter who has Down syndrome, and she's into so many different things. If she likes it and it's pretty, it's going in our shop. And I really haven't seen any, I've seen people do it both ways. I've seen them create niche shops, but with the state of the world, if you wanted to start adding printables more into your shop, a good idea is to use the big banner and create, something. Hey, we're adding printables to our shop. The month for, you wanted to use the week of St. Patrick's Day.
mm-hmm.
Join our printable celebration the week of put the QR code, give them a little taste every day.
Yeah.
But when you do that, make sure that you, let me share something real quick. Pull it up. It's open. It's open. Okay. So on my QR code, I had them, they had to come back and click on it every day to get the newest freebie.
Mm.
It was the same link, but I created a folder. It was during Black Friday. And I put this was the first day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and the next day. So each day a new item was put. Now they could have waited to the last day and got them all, and I'm sure some of them did, but that doesn't matter. But what I did when I created them is let me download. Sorry about
She's
that.
back.
Went away. Y'all all just went away. So anyway, hope I didn't lose too many people.
I don't think anybody got lost except you.
Oh, wow. That was crazy. It just went, okay, you're off now. We'll close some tabs here. Okay, so getting back to Amy's question. On my freebies, I don't just put the freebie out there. This is an actual, on this, it's a sample. So this isn't a sample of this particular product. So, and then I get the full cat coloring set here, and this is my Etsy listing to it. And then I tell them that here's my Etsy shop link. Here's a link to my newsletter where they can sign up for my newsletter. And then here's their freebie. And on all my freebies that I did through my Etsy shop, I made sure, I make sure I put my Etsy shop at the bottom of it. Can you see that? So I used this, they could get into my shop from the QR code. They could get into my shop by clicking on a link. If they printed 10 of these coloring cats and gave them to all their neighbors, that's fine, because all their neighbors now have a way of finding where they got it and coming back to my shop. So don't take your freebie and just give it away. My shop on Etsy is does that help? Here's my shop. It's called Emma's Print Treasures. And like I said, we have a very eclectic, we have scrapbooking, we have odds and ends. Our odds and ends are anywhere from bookmarks to Valentine cards to Christmas cards to, gift tags. We have kids coloring. We have digital planners. We have digital paper. And some of this is commercial use, but I try not to put too much commercial use. I like to put that on my site. Games and puzzles. Not only do you have books, but there's like busy books for kids, printable planners. We have printable planners, we have journals, educational. This is where I put a lot of my math and writing and stuff like that, cutting skills, stuff like that. Adult writing, educational, adult coloring. I started out with just coloring, but then I had to make a distinction because I don't really want, if I wanted to put something a little sexy or racy or, scandalous on my adult coloring, I don't want the kids looking at it. So that's why there's two different sections. Then we have writing paper and stationery. We have a couple of bundles that we've done. We did a Christmas one, we did a Halloween one. And then we have some wall art. So I don't limit myself to, my only limit is, right now everything is downloadable in my shop. But Emma has talked about wanting to do coffee cups. So do I want to open up a whole new shop for coffee cups? No. We'll just add it to the bottom. Any more questions? And if you're just starting out on Etsy, don't get discouraged. Think outside the box on your marketing. Make Facebook posts, make Pinterest. Pinterest is a really good place to to market your Etsy shop. When you're on Pinterest, use, the little 15-second video that you created in your Etsy listing. Use that in your Pinterest pin and add some music to it. Video gets more attention on Pinterest than a static post. So use that. But once you get about 50 products on your shop, you will see your sales start to go up consistently. We thought it would happen at 10 because that's what we thought everybody told us, but it really didn't. But we weren't discouraged because Emma makes stuff all the time. So we just kept consistently posting. And that's probably the second biggest thing about Etsy is be consistent. Even if it's one product a week, try to add something, even if it's a one-pager, a one-page printable. Sell it for $1.25. 25 cents covers all your Etsy fees. You made $1. But then you're consistently putting products on, and Etsy will move you up being seen by the public.
How many times do you post on Etsy, Kathy? Every day, every week, or something like that?
No, we tried to, Lori Winslow, I don't know if she's still on. She was on earlier, had a wonderful challenge that you had to get 92 products up in 92 days. We participated in that. So I find that when I don't have a challenge or I don't have a consistent schedule about it, that I tend to forget about it.
Right.
My daughter likes to bring me things. Lately, she's learned that she can attach images in email. Because now I get 50 emails from her with 50 different graphics from Creative Fabric.
That's so cute.
Or something that she's doodled and said, let's sell this. And I'm trying to do, one of my other businesses at the moment, and it's fun, but it comes in spurts. So I use Google Calendar. I know a lot of people use digital planners. I have one. Unfortunately, it's on my iPad, and my daughter has my iPad most of the time, so I don't get to use it as much as I like to. So I use my Google Calendar, and I plan everything. It's blocked out when I do social media. It's blocked out when I'm, these 4 hours is nothing but tax clients right now. This hour and a half was dedicated to y'all, and so on and so forth. And so what you should do is whatever planner you're using, whether it's written, digital, Google, whatever one, block out a time, maybe a couple of times, even if you want to do it in 30-minute things, 30 minutes, create a product that on Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, 30 minutes, research products on Etsy. Tuesday, 30 minutes, gather graphics and things to use to create product. Wednesday, create product. If you've done all that other stuff, it should only take about 30 minutes. And then Thursday, create mock-ups for listing. And then Friday, take that 30 minutes and list it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I could barely finish the September challenge by Lori. It was very difficult to get
A new thing every day.
everything every day. But now after that, I just do it with one. I have a blogging buddy, and she also has Etsy shops. So we get at least one product on every Saturday. If there are more, that's good. Um, but I heard that Etsy has increased the prices now. So either we have the option of increasing our buy buttons, the way they say that, or increase the prices, either of the two. So I'll have to increase the frequency of uploading new products.
I'm a visual person, so, and I've had to learn over the years to do to-do lists, because my to-do list just gets so overwhelming that I just rip them up. You know, I know what needs to be done, but I do find that whether it's my blog, whether it's my Etsy products or my website or tax returns or doing the dishes or whatever, if I can consistently do a schedule, having a child with special needs, that's one of the things you learn very early on, is that routine is so important. And if you break that routine with a special needs child, their world and yours will just get upside down. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's crazy how fast it can happen. So my daughter has taught me that consistent routine over time produces results.
Right, right.
So, and if it's too overwhelming, like a product a day is too overwhelming, break it down. Just like I said, do 15 minutes. If you don't have 30 minutes, just block that every day at X AM or X PM. If you work in an office and you only have at night, every night at 10 PM, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do this for 15 minutes or 30 minutes.
Right.
Have a
Okay.
schedule of what you're going to do in that time. And you would be surprised how much you can accomplish in that little amount of time.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
Do you plan to do something like this, like an accountability or some kind of a challenge? Would love to join it.
Um, I wasn't planning on doing an Etsy one, but I'm going to do a coloring book one.
Okay.
I'm waiting until the bulk of that tax season gets over, and then I'm going to do a KDB coloring book, not coloring book, children's book challenge.
Okay. Okay.
If you've been on my newsletter for a while, you saw I did a children's book for my granddaughter,
Mm-hmm.
The Forest
Yeah.
Fairies. Well, I'm going to do that in a challenge. And we're going to do it together, and we're going to hold each other accountable, and we're going to do it from start to finish. And so by the time we finish in our 30 days, we're going to have a book up on Amazon.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Mhm. What do you do for your videos on Etsy? Well, if you're using Canva, share my screen real quick. I'm just showing, I'm a video expert in my field, so I could spend 10 hours telling you how to make videos. I'm not gonna do that. Take my course. Kidding. I do have a video course that you're welcome to purchase that will really help you, but for very quickly, one of the easiest, fastest ways, you can do exactly what I'm showing you in PowerPoint also, but I'm pulling up Canva because PowerPoint seems to be wigging out on me on Zoom, and that's what kicked me off, and I don't want to lose you again. Make sense? Let's just pick one. I've been creating. Okay, let's go over to Okay, this is an Etsy product that I did a mock-up for. And what I do for time purposes, if it's a big product, this one isn't a very big one. It's just basically one page printables that you can get. I did a little bundle of them. So what you can do is you come over here and you go file, make a copy. And you change the name to video too, you already have one. Video. So then you can come over here and anything on your page, you can animate. So if I had some graphics, I picked a really bad one to show you, didn't I? But you could, let's go to elements. On and then graphics. And then I come up here, animated. All right, so you could put this one, good love. That you could also use things like oops, okay. I can't spell it, hey. I've been using numbers all day. Okay, so basically all I've done is just added some animation to it. If you look up here, this says that it's 43.5 seconds long, right? Well, that won't work on Etsy. What you could do is just come up to the top one. And sometimes what you have to do is on the video is, this one is more about marketing. You don't need that on your video. And you don't need instructions on your video. So by getting rid of it and just getting the actual product, we brought it down to 33.5. So you come up here to the first one, you click it, you come right up here to this number, and let's say 3 seconds. I'm gonna apply it to all pages. Now we're down to 18. So yes, we want 3 seconds on each of the main pages. Let's do 1 second on the first page. I didn't do it apply to all, so it's not going to apply to, it'll only apply to this first one. Now I've got it down to 16. We didn't animate this one, so let's make this one. Take off 1 second, so 2 seconds. Now we're at 15 seconds. Now all you do is you download your MP4 and you're ready to go. for Etsy. That is the fastest, easiest way to make a video for Etsy. Now, in that same video, let me share real quick one more thing. If you wanted to take this same video and put it on Pinterest, come right over here to audio. And some audio. So I've clicked it. So it's just not overwhelming. So then you would render your video again, and there's your Pinterest. Now, obviously, you'd want to spend more time on it than I did. But that's the fastest, easiest way to get a video up. Yes, I do. I do a Pinterest. I have Pro, so I can go in with one click, resize it to Pinterest, and then I just have to pull some of the things up and down, and I'm ready to go. Yes, you can. You can use the same as a reel on Facebook or Instagram, either one. If you're worried about the size, get the size for all those places. If you have the Pro Canva account, you can go and just resize it to those sizes, or they're only 5 slides. You can copy, you can create a new product page with the correct sizes for those, for Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're using, and then copy and paste the images over and then spread them out, and you're good to go. Okay. Good, I'm glad I could help. Okay, well, I answer all my emails. It might take me a few days or a minute in the next few weeks. Be sure and send me an email with any questions you have. I'm always here to help. I love having other people make money and grow their business, and knowing that I had some small little part in it makes me feel good. With so many things happening in the world, I come from a give mindset. So unless there's any other questions, I'm going to cut it off for today, because we're pushing into my hour and a half, and I have to get on a Zoom with a tax client in the next 15 minutes. Forgive me for asking, may I email you this week? Are you taking a new client? Sure am. Email me. D, that was the answer to D. I would be happy to help.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Y'all enjoy this week, and hopefully wherever you are, it's going to start to look like this sometime real soon.
Yeah, I'm waiting for those days.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.